Yeah, hi, this is Jack. This is Golf Talk Radio with Mike and Billy. Billy Gibbs, who once knowingly stood in front of a Greg Norman bunker shot and got a sand wedgie.
Welcome back in, everybody. Golf Talk Radio with Mike and Billy. So glad you're with us.
The Partridge Family.
Yes,
yeah,
it's your favorite.
I know all these guys.
Joining me in studio is Dave Schmandel, the one and only, with Slick Sticks, your key to better golf. Give him a shout at 805-598-9993. Clubs, grips, adjusting loft and lies, club fittings, and also lessons on flight scope. And I also have Nikki Anderson in here, who's in usually weekly and holding down the corner over there for us. Appreciate both you guys being here. We're going to jump in. We were just talking about in the morning BM. We're talking a little bit about professional athletes, and I guess you call it whatever their rights or their ability to maneuver in the workplace. And I guess all of us, we have the ability to do that too if we so choose, and whether or not that's okay. If you guys have a thought on that, you can call us at 805-595-3776. But we're going to go into our segment that we just started about a month ago. It's called Loose Impediments. Loose Impediments because it can be about many different things, although we put golf, sports, life kind of stuff on as a topic, but it could be something else. And Nikki and I and Dave will choose a topic out of a cup. I've got a cup here.
Okay.
And whatever that ends up being, we're going to run with it, see where we can go with it. If you guys want to chime in, you got thoughts about it, Golf Talk Radio, Mike and Billy on Facebook, at GTRM&B on Twitter. You can also find us on LinkedIn, and we're also on YouTube now as well. So all the podcast segments are now dropping into YouTube, Golf Talk Radio, Mike and Billy. So why don't we have you? We'll have you pick first, Nikki. So
Okay.
we're going to have to close eyes because
Because of color.
one thing we realized is everybody here put their topics on all different kinds of paper, different colors. You got one? There you go. I think that's one. Or is it two?
Oh, it's one. Okay. Here it is. Different visualization techniques in putting. What do you use?
Nice. Different visualization. What was it again? Different visual techniques.
Yeah.
Different visualization techniques in putting.
What do you use?
What do you use?
Dave, what do you use?
What do you use, Dave?
What do you use, Dave?
Do you?
I
First
use
off,
grill cream.
I guess first off, we should ask Dave: is he, are you a visual person when it comes to when you're picking targets for golf and when you're ready to fire away, whether you're putting, chipping, pitching?
Not really.
Because some people are not visual when it comes to that.
I had a very short stint where I was, and I could see where the ball was going, and boy, I was playing well.
Yeah.
But that kind of went away. And I've never really been able to visualize. Like I said, there was about a 6-month period that I could almost see an arrow coming off the face of the club. And
wow.
Where the ball was going to go. It was really cool, but it went away.
So when you're putting now,
I
you're
hate
getting
when
ready
that
to
happens.
putt. What is your thought? Like what is your
Gee, I hope I
focus
don't
on?
3-putt.
And how's that working for you, Dave?
Yeah, how's that working for you, Dave?
Not well.
Oh gosh.
That's funny. How about you, Nikki?
Well, we had our lesson yesterday, which was kind of a little bit of a exploration about this. And what I found, I tried
think it was more than a little bit.
Yeah.
A 2.5-hour putting lesson.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
I was exhausted.
So well, that's all I can do right now. I can't help it.
No,
But-
it was good. I'm just teasing. Actually, it was really good.
But it was interesting because I tried some different things. It's like getting the line and then just imagining like a line that was lit up that went from where my ball was to the hole,
Yeah.
like to see the line and different things. But what I find was by far the best was just being able to see the hole in my mind, like to see the flag, the hole,
Right.
and then putt. And for some reason, that vision in my head by far the best for distance control.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's interesting.
I have a theory on that, but I'll.
Tell
Do you have
me.
any
What
other?
about you, Mike?
Do you have? Do you guys have any other ones? No.
Well, I think I do the same thing Nikki was just talking about. I look at the ball, look at the hole, look back at the ball, and put that picture of the hole in my head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Try to put it into that picture.
Yeah. I do I have. This is going to sound probably funny, but you guys probably it figures.
We'll laugh.
I have 3 things that I can use, and sometimes like Dave said, he has the line. And if you don't have the line and you can't visualize it, and I've had the same thing Dave mentioned. I've had times where I sat over the putt. I see a line, a bright line running exactly where the putt's going to go, and that's when I know I'm going to make it. And
that's a good feeling.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
like
it
Dave
is.
said, it's like it's there, and then it's like, oh, it's gone. Now what?
Yeah.
Now what do I do?
Then you try to manufacture it, and it ain't
That would be like if you worked for whoever does it, if it's Caltrans, and you were the guy that draws the lines on the road, and you start thinking about drawing the lines, even though the machine's doing it, that's when they start getting crooked.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's when it goes off track.
And that's the thing. It's like when that thing goes away in your head and it's all of a sudden gone, you're going, oh, what do I do? What do I do?
Yeah.
That's when things go bad.
Your brain starts flying around. But going back to, I use probably most often, just like what Nikki said, I visualize the hole, and I've even gone so far as visualizing the hole or visualizing the ball in the air in over the center of the cup. Like it's ready to drop.
Wow.
I've done that several times. One time and this was quite a few years back, when Billy and I went up to San Francisco, we were doing something for the radio, and we were going to a Giants game, and we ended up playing Green Hills in San Mateo, which was it's a course designed by Alistair McKenzie.
Okay.
It's probably as close as I'll ever get to playing something like Augusta, because the greens look just, now that I've been to Augusta, now I get it. Because we had played there before we went to the Masters, and those greens at Green Hills were like, wow. I mean, you can't make a mistake. And so the first 3 holes, I'm hitting the green, and I'm 3-putting, 4-putting. And I'm like,
I was going to say 3-putting, so you're making the 5-footer?
Yeah. And I'm like, I can't have this happen. I've got to figure out a way. I'm making this way, in my head, I could tell I was making it way too technical. Like, it just not letting myself make the stroke. So I said, well, I started thinking, and I thought, well, I wonder what happened, and I must have read it somewhere. If when I get over the ball and I'm ready to hit my putt, I hear or see the ball going in the hole, or I hear the ball hit the bottom of the cup. Like if I just hear it in my mind, right? So
It's a wonderful sound.
Yeah, so Billy's putting lights out. He makes his putt. I hear the ball hit the hole, right? And hit it. And so he made like a 25 footer, and I'll never forget this. And I had probably a 20 footer.
He's such a good
Oh
putter.
my God, he's amazing. And I thought, okay, well, this is it. I'm gonna visualize the ball falling in the hole, and I'm gonna hear the sound. And I made it. And I thought, okay, that's a coincidence, Go to the next hole, and I got about a 15-footer, same thing, and I make it. Go to the next hole, got an 8-footer, same thing, I make it. So I went from the 3 worst putting holes to the three 1-putts in a row, from like
Distance.
45, 50 feet total of putts of making it. And I didn't 3-putt the rest of the round.
Wow.
And I had a couple makes, and most of my putts were I left them at about somewhere between 2 feet and in. And I lived with that thought for a long time, and then somewhere along the line, like Dave said, I called overcooked. I overcooked it.
Okay.
And it was gone. And so then I had to go to something else. And other things that have worked for me is I'll feel like, and I did this yesterday when Nikki and I did our 2.5-hour lesson, because it was literally like a round of golf. Like I know Ricky had this too, because we talked about it. You had the ebbs and flows of our 2.5-hour game. Mm-hmm. My brain just started wandering about an hour and 15 minutes in. I could not focus. I couldn't feel lined up. I couldn't do anything because we're doing it so long.
That's a long time.
It's a really good experience, though, to do that.
Yeah, when I felt tired. I mean, I know it was mentally tired. I mean, it was hot outside, but I felt mentally I was just drained, kind of like what you feel if you were playing 18 holes and the weather was really tough.
Well, I think putting's the hardest practice there is.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. But yesterday I switched in between our round. I went from more. I tried to see the line the first like hour or so, and it was okay. It wasn't great. It was okay. And then I also tried to see like a ring around the hole and said, okay, I'm just going to get it a couple feet within the hole every time. Okay. That's all I'm trying to do. Then I lost it. And then I thought, you know what? I need to go back to feeling my shoulders just kind of rock a little bit. Body quiet, shoulders rock. Mm-hmm. Because then I know that I'm not utilizing my hands as much. Which,
rock the baby.
Yeah, which my putting stroke anyway tends to be more of a cut hang-on stroke anyway. But if I rock it, I know I can be consistent in the way that I putt. Not the way that everybody else putts, but the way that I putt. So then I think I felt like I started doing better. And then I felt more comfortable. And then when I was get up over the ball, it was like not a chore. And it did feel like I'm running 10 miles to try to line myself up to putt. I just kind of saw it and went with it. Yeah. So to your visualization of seeing the hole, or all of us, or probably anybody else who's used it, I don't think that's any different than if we were to have put our putters down yesterday and put the ball in our hand and faced the pole and rolled the ball like bocce ball or bowling. Uh-huh. All we're doing is we're putting that target on our mind's eye, and then our hand-eye coordination is taking over for distance control. Right. That's what we're doing.
That's how you do it.
And that's how you do it.
We're getting out of that thinking side of the brain, which all it does is mess you up.
Mm-hmm. And that's what was I could tell that's what was happening to me about an hour 15 in. Yeah. I could feel myself trying to fight my hands. I'm trying to make sure I don't do this, don't do that, and it's like after a while, it's like
make a single putt.
No. And I got lucky that Nikki didn't come back and cream me when I was going through that because I was doing it was about a half an hour. I was really fighting it, and I thought, man, this is not. But it is not the way to putt. But the good thing about that whole 2.5 hour lesson that we did, it just reminded me how you can change yourself because it was like a round of golf. You know, the best thing you can do on the golf course is to be able to make adjustments.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Empower yourself, not because of somebody else with you, not because of a golf coach, not because of anything, but just if you can make changes on the fly, whether it's putting, whether it's your full swing, whether it's your driving, whatever, if you can find a couple keys to kind of have in your back pocket if something goes not so well, because it usually does, you can make a change.
And if you can lose your focus and regain it.
Yeah.
You know, that's the thing. I mean, stuff like that's always going to happen in golf, but if you can get back to where you were as quickly as possible, you're going to be much better off.
Yeah, and we posted, Nikki, you mentioned this, the other night I found an interview that Billy and I had the great opportunity of interviewing Sean Foley. This was after he'd started working with Tiger Woods.
I remember that.
It was we had done one with Sean when he was actually at the airport going to see Tiger Woods before he could announce he was working with him. We didn't know that at the time. And then later on, Sean came back on and he talked again.
Oh, now it's Sean.
Yeah. And so, you know, he ended up talking about, and I think, Nikki, you quoted it, golf is the only sport, and I'm paraphrasing, where you have to care and not care.
Mm.
Yeah.
You know,
it has to mean everything and at the same time nothing.
Yeah. And it might not be the only sport, but I know with golf being such a mind game.
And there's so much time to sit and, you know, get into the thinking side.
Yogi Berra said it's 90% mental and the other half is physical.
I thought it's 90% mental and 10% mental. That's what I thought. Yeah. I thought that's what it used to be. But anyway, there's our first that's a good topic. I like that one. That was good. We already have to take our second break of the first hour. We're just doing loose impediments. So if you guys want to chime in, you can call here at 805-595-3776. Don't forget you can download Golf Talk Radio at iTunes anytime you want. Many of you who have smartphones and whatnot, we're on a lot of different platforms. We're on Stitcher. Now the different segments of the show are also on YouTube, and we're expanding from there. Need to thank USGA for partnering with us for Golf Talk Radio with Mike and Billy. Want to thank them for their 14 annual championships and competitions, and they're widely looked upon as the ultimate test in golf, but there's a lot about the USGA you may not know. Their scientists are focusing on important health of the game solutions, including helping golf facilities reduce their reliance on water. And their innovation team has just come up with a resource management app that helps superintendents better allocate their resources, Don't forget about the USGA handicap system that helps level the playing field and makes the game much more social. And along with the RNA in Scotland, they're modernizing the game's rules. Asking us for feedback, you can do so by visiting usga.org. There's a lot to love about golf, and the greatness in the game brings out the best in all of us. Discover more at usga.org. And if you guys get the chance, get out there and play 9. It's probably the best way you can keep yourself in the game is don't be afraid just to play 9. Or in some cases, you can go to some courses and play 3 or 6. Get out there and play. So Golf Talk Radio with Mike and Billy. Be right back. Stay with us. Phone number here, 805-595-3776.